I'm going to show you how to play Black Widow effectively in Marvel Rivals down to the last detail. I'll be sharing things like good matchups, bad matchups, fun combos, settings, and more. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video for a one-trick combo that will save your life whenever you get jumped on by the melee characters. Heading right into it, Black Widow has a fairly limited moveset as far as damage heroes go in Marvel Rivals, which has led to players thinking she isn't the best. However, this couldn't be further from the truth, as she can fully turn the tide of most matches. She has a long range shot, which is her primary damage ability. It can be fired from the hip and from aiming down sights, and does roughly the same damage with both. She also has batons equipped for closer range melee engagements that help in later combos. She has a kick as a secondary ability, as well as the ability to sprint and jump fairly high, giving her some ability to evade opponents as well. Understanding her moves will help you play better overall. However, her most utility and best value to the team is her long range rifle. This gives her the ability to nearly one-shot most lower health characters, such as healers and brawlers. While she can headshot kill most tanks after 3 rounds, so long as they don't gain any health, Marvel Rivals has a ton of characters with insane movement potential, so settings for sensitivity on both controller and mouse inputs are going to be crucial. Those are coming up in just a bit. Her biggest struggle initially is coming from her limited close range ability. Her batons don't pack nearly enough damage to make them viable in almost every circumstance, which is a real shame. You can use them in combos with her kick, however, a well-placed hipfire shot from the rifle is still more effective. There are some really fun character combos and interactions, as well as one crucial one that will absolutely make a difference in whether or not you win or lose matches. First, you can combo Black Widow in a neat way with Doctor Strange utilizing his teleporting ability. If set up correctly, you can get angles on the enemy team from behind them while still being in range for heals, and it's a really good option to clear objectives or force the enemy team to regroup. Next, we have Groot. Groot's ultimate ability can be devastating when combined with Black Widow, as the enemy players are restricted from movement for a large amount of time, offering really accessible and easy headshots. Third, we have her one and only team synergy, Hawkeye. One of the cooler aspects is Black Widow can utilize Hawkeye's ultimate ability and see phantoms of the enemy team to get headshots on enemies that are moving quickly or are no longer visible. And finally, her most important character combo, which will leave the enemy team speechless, is Mantis. Mantis's ability to inspire characters gives Black Widow a true one-shot potential on all 250 health or lower characters, and will absolutely decimate tanks if they aren't being healed. There are, however, some characters in the game that Black Widow has a hard time dealing with, these being really all of the tanks at close range, as well as Iron Fist, Wolverine, Psylocke, and most importantly, Spider-Man. When combating each of these heroes, there's a crucial trick that I'll reveal at the end of the video that will potentially one-shot them and remove them as a threat from the game, tanks excluded. There are a few characters in Marvel Rivals that Black Widow should be focusing throughout the match, these being Iron Man, Storm, and any of the healers. Iron Man and Storm, being flying characters, become sitting ducks for Black Widow, and if they're in your game, you should absolutely focus them to remove them as a threat for your team. Bear in mind that healers are quite difficult to hit as Black Widow, and the right sensitivity will help in making this easier. As well, you want to focus Spider-Man whenever you see him. He's going to be your biggest problem when playing this character. And now on to the settings that are going to give you the best chance. I play on mouse and keyboard, and my DPI is set to 800. With that in mind, I run a 1.5 on horizontal sensitivity and a 2 on vertical sensitivity. If flying characters didn't have crazy movement, I would normally run a higher horizontal than vertical sense, but this has been working for me. I also recommend making a default melee button as part of your mouse keybinds so you can finish low health enemies at close range. Remember, there's also a combo at the end that will help you kill all of those pesky dive characters. Oh, and also, if you like my crosshair, the code for it is in the description as well. For controller players, the same goes. I would recommend lowering your sensitivity a bit more than the rest of the heroes in the game, with a higher sense for your horizontal aim and a slightly lower sense on your vertical. Doing this will give you the best ability to drag scope your shots and have a higher accuracy in total. But if you play on a medium sense overall, I'd turn down your sense with Black Widow 1 to 2 notches to help make the game easier in general. Okay, and now the moment that I mentioned at the beginning, this is how you hit a one-trick combo that is going to eliminate dive threats and really take your Black Widow game over the top. First, you don't want to pull out her batons. They aren't good. You want to shoot the enemy with the hip fire as they dive in. When they reach optimal range, you need to kick with Black Widow, then press the same kick input one more time. This is going to grapple the enemy and hit them again. This is either going to eliminate most dive heroes or put them to 1 HP. And this is where having a standard melee comes in handy. You can then follow up with that standard melee and eliminate most dive heroes. If they live through that, try and pop another hip fire and they should go down. But remember, the batons do not do as much damage as her hip fire, and it's really worth it to get good at flicking to close heroes with it. Master this technique and adjust your sensitivity, and let me know how this helped you improve your Black Widow game down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you thought this video was helpful, and subscribe for more Marvel Rivals tutorials. I'm going to be covering each hero in full and the best way to play them, as well as streaming competitive gameplay so you guys can see some really awesome synergies that have been working for me and my team in Ranked. My schedule is a little crazy, so it's best to also tick that notification bell as well. My name is Cyclops, and I will catch you in the next video. Don't forget to watch this next video.